All right, welcome to class. This is week three. This week we are looking at one chapter. This is civil liberties and civil rights in the Oklahoma 12th edition. This chapter, and I mentioned last week was a difficult week. I imagine you probably agree with me on that. On the one hand, of course, federalism is a complex, malleable target. State and local government is sprawling and long. Uh, this week's material is difficult in a different way. And I should probably begin every week saying this is a tough week. But this week, again, the challenge is civil liberties and civil rights are intertwined in very complicated ways. Civil liberties, of course, refers to those guarantees that we Americans enjoy as citizens and that prevent the government from intruding into aspects of our lives without good reason. Civil rights presumes the idea that, it presumes that categories of people have been denied rights in the past and have been subjected to discrimination that requires some kind of remedy. Of course, we're seeing that today. This past May was the anniversary, the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre, where likely hundreds of blacks were murdered in the streets. Tens of millions of dollars of damage done to the Greenwood section of Tulsa, which at the time was a very affluent part of the community. There were 10,000 black Americans that lived there and were creating a thriving community and that was destroyed. A lot of Americans believe that racism is a part of our past, but there are people alive that experienced that riot and others. There have been many. I think the correct word for it is pogrom. You can look that up and see if it matches what's happened to African Americans, historically in Detroit, in Atlanta, in Wilmington, North Carolina, uh, you know, elsewhere in Arkansas. So these sorts of things happen, and they damage our commitment to the idea of civil liberties. To say that civil liberties is something that we enjoy as Americans, but not everybody, is a problem, and it creates a challenge. And civil rights is an attempt to remedy that problem. So we're spending the whole week on this one chapter. The other reason why this is kind of a challenging chapter is that there are a lot of amendments to the Constitution that extend our rights, and there are lots of Supreme Court cases that invoke those particular rights. So you have to kind of, link these things up, and you have to know what issues. For example, Mapp v. Ohio deals with search and seizure. These are challenges that you're gonna have to dig into the text, and you're gonna have to do some kind of brute memorization to get yourself, in a place where you understand what's going on. So again, this week is fairly challenging. We are coming up on the first, the midterm examination, which happens next week. You really need to start up in your game in terms of getting prepared for that. We have our second critical thinking exercise, which is about how to think about rights. And then, of course, you have the forum and the quiz, which you'll have every week. So remember, for the forum, make sure you make that post by Tuesday. Make it substantive, and then let's really spend some time talking about these things. And again, as always, if you're having trouble, ask me questions. Questions are the best way to help me help you figure out what you need to focus on. So let's have a great week and learn a lot this week.